it's 7:01. I'm just going to call the meeting to order, the Fire Chief Search Committee. This is our first meeting, so on the agenda, the first item is to organize. We are meeting remotely per the governor's orders. If you're interested in reading more about that, it's posted on our website, on the town website. So we'll just go on the first agenda item and just organize.
I'd like to make a motion that we appoint Colleen Roy as our chair.
Second.
All right, motion made in second. Any discussion? All those in favor? Mark,
Aye.
Rick,
Aye.
Bob,
Aye.
Evan,
Yeah. Aye.
Colleen, aye. Okay, motion carried. So now I'll take a motion for vice chair.
I'd like to make a motion that we appoint Rick Elaine as vice chair.
Second. All right, motion made in second. Any discussion? All those in favor? Mark,
Aye.
Rick,
Aye.
Bob,
Aye.
Evan,
Aye.
Colleen, aye. Motion passes. And now we just need a clerk.
Now, let me ask you a question. Who's doing the minutes for us? Because I don't want to do minutes. I'll just put it right out there.
I don't mind doing the minutes. These meetings are going to be recorded, so I can watch them back and take minutes. I don't mind doing it.
All right, then I make a motion that Evan be clerk.
Okay.
Second.
See how I did that for you, Evan? I want you to remember what I did for you.
I saw where that was going, and I was like, it's gonna be good.
All right, so motion made and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor? Mark,
Aye.
Rick,
Aye.
Bob,
Aye.
Evan,
Aye.
Colleen, aye. All right, so that's all set. The other thing we were going to discuss is upcoming agenda items. What do we want to start talking about right away so we can have that on the next agenda and really have a good discussion about that?
Well, if I may, I think what we should probably start thinking about is, I know the job description was drafted by the previous search committee, so we should probably take a look at this, at the job description, make sure we're all comfortable with the new job description. I'd also put advertisement on the next agenda so we can talk about advertising. I went on before the meeting, I went on the MMA website because I wanted to see if there are any other communities out there looking for a fire chief right now, and there aren't. At least advertise on the MMA. So
Right.
I didn't check the fire, any fire websites to see if they're doing that, but I think the time is right for us to advertise as soon as possible, given the fact that there's no other jobs out there right now. So we probably, hopefully, people would find it desirable. Do we have a salary, Evan? Is there a salary range established for the position?
When we did it last time, we did 130 plus or minus DOQ.
Do we want to go higher? Can we go higher is the question.
Yeah, I mean, we can, yeah.
We can put that on the agenda for further discussion.
Yeah, that's
too.
right. That's why I brought that up. Colleen. I'm
So
sorry.
maybe it's job description, advertisement, salary range. Right?
Do we want to touch base with Badge Quest? Would we want them in?
I
or
was
is
gonna
it
ask that if we were using that.
Yeah, I thought Badge Quest was gonna be in on this too.
Yep.
So let's invite them. So that sounds like probably we need to invite them to the next meeting. They're
Yeah,
the
they-
ones that'll do the assessment center for us.
They'll do they'll do the assessment center, but they also will do the search for us. And collate all that stuff in the background and do all of that
Okay.
for no additional cost because we went through the process and didn't get a candidate. So
Oh,
they're-
then definitely take advantage of that.
exactly. Yeah. And Bob Pomeroy, he runs Badge Quest. He's a good guy to work with. I had really good interactions with him.
What kind of leeway do they typically need? I mean, if we gave him 2 weeks, would that be something to say, could you come meet with us in 2 weeks or?
Yeah. He was always flexible before. I mean, he's doing other searches. So, you know, there'll be maybe some conflicts here and there, but he was always accommodating previously.
Okay.
So Evan, is that all that stuff that's added in or that's extra or the assessment's just extra?
Just the assessment and you know, as soon as we didn't have a candidate last time, Bob had called me immediately and said, I'll do all the search, you know, as part of, you know, your original package, but he will need to bill us again for the assessment center because he pays out to get
Right.
those people to
That's
do
what
the assessment.
That's what I
That
thought.
makes sense.
I remember
It does. I thought it was fair. So we can certainly do that again. I did like their assessment center. I think they did a really good job and they had a lot of things in place to keep it totally anonymous so that there's no no bias for any particular candidate. I thought they did a really nice job.
Also,
And-
getting back to the chief, hiring, I think I did hear rumor this weekend that possibly Blackstone might be looking for a chief. That,
know.
and not just a rumor, quickly at a funeral I was at, someone mentioned.
Was
I
it
would
the-
imagine we pay
for
more than
Blackstone?
Blackstone.
Yeah, I would think so too.
Okay.
Evan, as part of the original search and then the setting the salary for the original position, did we do a salary survey? How did we come up with the 130?
So I ran with the 130 that was already suggested when I got here. I don't know where that number came from, to be quite honest. However, I will have within the next week or so, the salary study back for the town of Grafton, which included the fire chief's position. So
Nice,
we will have data on that.
good.
The original 130 came from the study committee that reviewed MRI study. They had, I think they had put a figure in there too, and we kind of agreed that that would be sufficient at that point, but that was over a year and a half. Tim was still here when that went through. I think after this search committee, I think the more people that I've talked to said that you would have a hard time hiring a chief at 130. You might get a deputy or an assistant chief or a captain or lieutenant up to that point, or, you know, between 115 and 130, but getting a chief, if that's what we're actually looking at, you're probably not going to get many candidates at 130. So
You
That was
mean
my
hiring,
question, Rick. I agree with you.
you mean hiring a guy that is already a chief, right?
right.
Yeah.
If an already chief applied, he's probably already making that or
He's
more.
probably making that anyways.
So that, what happens there, I think, is if he's already making that, he's leaving because there's problems, you know, and it's like, we don't need that. So it's like, we may have to raise that for a chief, you know.
Be interesting to see what comes up with the salary survey. The timing is perfect, Evan. That's awesome.
Yep.
All right. So we're gonna do a job description, the advertising, try to have Badge Quest come in, discuss salary. That's a pretty solid agenda for the next time we meet. Is there anything else you guys think, or just we'll focus on those areas for now?
I think that's good.
Okay,
I will put together a Google Drive that I'll send out to everybody, and I will throw up the current job description as we had it last time. The previous ad and any other documentation that I think is useful for you to see, the Badge Quest agreement, all that stuff. I'll just throw it up in a Google Drive for everyone to have the same access to.
super helpful. Thank you.
And I
So,
I know you mentioned that it's mandatory right now for the Zoom meetings. I agree with that, but I think we should do Zooms as much as we possibly can. I mean, Evan's got the fathers to travel and he does enough meetings a week, I think. So I think it would be good if we could do Zooms and get together later on, if it's okay, if we really had to.
yeah, no problem.
I agree with you, Rick.
Yep.
Especially if you guys always might have to get called out at any given.
Yeah.
time.
Again, like
We-
tonight,
We
could've
might
not
bolt
been here
out
right
of,
at the-
out of the meeting in a heartbeat, so.
So that makes total sense. Speaking of meeting dates, do Thursdays typically work for everybody here? Is that a good day?
Thursday's
Yeah.
best for me.
Okay, so how
Thursdays
about
work for me.
January 20th? That's in a couple weeks. It gives some lead time for Badge Quest. We'll just say that's the next meeting and I'll get it posted and write some minutes for us to approve at that meeting. That work?
Works for me.
Works
Awesome.
great.
Awesome. Well, we are done in under 10 minutes, so have a great night. I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Okay, all
Okay.
right. Have a good night, everybody, okay?